Welcome everybody to another Rulebook rundown gameplay, learn and play. I gotta work on the name for that. Playing through Horrified and learning as we go. Learn and play and learn? Maybe that's it, play and learn. Alright, anyway, going to be going through. We are going to be doing solo but playing as two characters. And that's going to be the scientist, whom I'm in the way for. The scientist here, who starts at the Institute, right here. And then the professor, who starts at the hospital here. Okay, so we are going to be going against the Wolfman and the Invisible Man. In order to defeat them, the Wolfman, we have to first discover the cure. So we have to go to the laboratory, which is this part of the board right here, and we need to place blue items matching the item strength. So we need a 1, 2, and 3 of blue items in order to get the cure. And then once we have the cure, we have to go to Wolfman's space and then discard 6 power worth of red to defeat him. The Invisible Man, we have to find proof that he exists, so we have to place items that come from these locations. So the inn, the barn, the mansion, the lab, the institute. We have to get items from there and bring them to the precinct, which is way up here. And then once we have all of those, then we have to go to the Invisible Man's space and do 9 power worth of red items in order to defeat him. And that will trap the Invisible Man. So we're kind of playing on an easy difficulty since we only have two monsters here. But that's how it rolls. Hey, a priest, welcome. My internet had gone out like right before I started, so it's gonna be a good night. Alright, so let's see here. We've got the characters each have 4 actions, and both of them have a special ability. So the special ability for the scientist, you can add 1 to the strength of any item you use. That's pretty cool. And then the professor, you can move any hero or villager 1 space. That'll probably be helpful in the future as well. Yeah, I am streaming and recording, so I can upload the recording. For sure. Alright, so I think the scientist is going to go first, because with the 4 actions, first action, we can pick up any number of items in our space. So we'll pick up these 2 blue items, and she will have those. So that's 1 action. Moving a space is an action, so I think we'll go 2. And then advancing is an action. So I think advancing in the laboratory will help with the Wolfman. So the 2 blue items that we just picked up can help for the cure. So we'll use the 3rd and 4th action to use these, and they will go over the 1 and 2 here. So we have started, we're on our way to the cure. Huzzah! Alright, so we have done her 4 actions, so now we come over here to the event deck for the, bad guy turn. And this says we place 2 more items out on the board. So we will grab 2 items out of the bag here. And they are a camera and tarot deck. So the tarot deck goes to the camp, which is up here. And then the camera goes to the laboratory, which we are on right here. Ooh, that works out well. It's a 3 blue in the lab where we can turn in for a 3 blue. Man, be halfway done with Wolfman already, and that's pretty good. Alright, so going back to here, so we have done the items. Now, if this character is in play, which is the Wolfman, the hunt is on. If no hero has the hunted emblem, give it to the current player. Okay, this is the hunted emblem, so that's going to go to the scientist. Move the Wolfman 3 spaces toward the hero with the hunted emblem. Uh-oh. Okay, so he moves 1, 2, 3. That's not great. Then these monsters will resolve. The swamp thing is not in the game. Dracula's not in the game. Then the frenzied enemy will activate. Unfortunately, the Wolfman is the frenzied enemy. So he will activate by, regularly this would be moving 1 toward the nearest person. But since he's on the space, he's not going to move. He rolls 2 attack dice. This could be bad for us. So we'll come back down here, and we roll 2 attack dice. That's 2 hits. Normally we can discard an item from our character in order to negate a hit, but we cannot do that. So unfortunately, the scientist is defeated on the first turn. Ew. And we go to the hospital here to stand up on the next turn. And then because one of the people was defeated, the terror goes up. Once this reaches the max, we lose the game. Good start. Okay, so that is their event phase. Yikes. Now it's the professor's turn, and we have 4 actions as well. So let's see what we want to do here. We don't really need this. At least not currently. We need stuff from the mansion for the Invisible Man. And not the museum. So I think we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, pick up both items. They happen to both be fire pokers. Alright. So he has those. Oh yeah, I was bringing the person in. I was trying to remember what gives us perks. Forgot to mention that at the beginning. We each start off with a perk card, and they can be used during anybody's turn. Both of them happen to be Taxi Ride, where we can place a hero in any non-water space. So it just, we take a taxi to anywhere on the board. Maybe I should have done that to go up to the camp up here to get all these items. It's fine. Okay, so we have done our 4 actions of move, 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 pick up. So now it is this turn. Oh, frenzied. I think the frenzy moves to the next character. Oh, nope. It's only wind directed. Okay, excellent. It's been a while. Alright, so here we go. Oop. 3 items. Okay. Head into our nifty grab bag here. Alright. So we have the monocane mixture for the inn, the torch for the barn, and the spear gun for the institute. Cool. Down here we have the institute, and up at the top we have the inn and the barn. Okay, and back over here, the enthralled, we placed Lucy in the theater. Lucy is here, and she is going to the theater. Okay, her goal is to get to the mansion, which is right here. So we can't, they don't move on their own, but whenever we move through a space, or whenever we move and we're in a space, we can take them with us for free. Otherwise, if we're in an adjacent space, we can have them move one, like, toward us. Or if we're in the same space, we can guide them away from us as well. If monsters defeat villagers, then the terror track goes up, which can cause us to lose. And if we get villagers to where they're supposed to go, then we draw another perk card, which are super good. Alright, so we have placed her. So now Dracula goes, and then the Frenzied Monster goes. And the Frenzied Monster is still the Wolfman. He moves 2 spaces toward the nearest person. And in case of ties, like here, they go towards heroes. So that would be 2 for them. And then he would attack with 1 die in his space, which he does not have anybody in his space. So he is done. So now it goes back to the scientist, and she is up in the hospital. We could. I think it's time to do taxi ride. So the question is to either taxi ride up here to the camp to get these 3 items, which we don't need the yellow items, but they could be used to negate damage, which would be good. Or we could go directly to the theater and then move 1, 2, 3, bringing her to the mansion. Alright, I think here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the taxi ride, so that is spent. Moving her up to the camp. Using a perk, using a perk does not take one of your 4 actions. So, we're going to do our first action to pick up items. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Because if a hero is in the same space as a villager, if they get attacked, the hero takes the hit first. And so now we have some items to be able to discard, so we don't take the damage. Huzzah! Let's see. Okay, that is her turn. So now we go back over here to this deck. Hurried assistance, so we get 3 items to the board. 1, 2, 3. Alright, and we have the Nebularium for the tower, the Crucifix for the church, and the Experiment at the laboratory. Okay, so Experiment at the laboratory, and then the Nebulatorium at the tower, and the Crucifix at the church. Oh, that's down here. Okay, then we place Fritz in the tower. Fritz goes to the tower. And he's trying to get to the Institute, which is way down here. Good luck, Fritz. Alright, so we activate Frankenstein and the Bride, and then the Frenzied Monster. Frenzied Monster moves 1 toward the nearest person, which is not great. And then he attacks with 2 dice. So here we go. Attacking the Professor. Oh, come on. Oh, this is a bummer. Because we have 2 items, so we can discard both to avoid damage, which I think we're gonna have to do, because if we take damage, we would keep it anyway. But we go up on the terror track. We need 1 mansion item for here, so we would have to just wait until another one showed up. Ugh. This is rough. Let me double check the death situations real quick. Defeated hero does not lose items or perks. Whew. But we would go up on the terror track again. Then we'd end up down at the hospital, which would be the opposite side of the thing. You know what? I think we're going to do it. We're going to take the hit. So we're defeated, put in the hospital. Terror goes up by 1. And next turn, the idea will be to use the taxi ride to go up to the inn to pick up items for 1, 2, 3, and then deposit like a mansion item for 4, and then can do the other inn one the next time. Alright, we'll try that. Okay, so it is now the scientist's turn up here. We have some items to protect us. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use guide to guide a villager from an adjacent space to our space. And then we're going to move, so 2, 3, 4 to the mansion. The mansion is where Lucy wants to go. So she made it successfully. So because of that, we get to draw a perk card. Repel. Move each monster up to 2 spaces. Ooh. I don't think we need to use that quite yet, but that's good to have for sure. Alright, that was all 4 of her actions. So now we're sitting here with the guy and Wolfman, which, not great that Wolfman's there, but he will attack us first, and we do have 2 yellow items that we are not going to need at all in the game. So that should hopefully keep us alive. Okay, let's see what happens here. Alright, 2 items come in. They are the rapier for the theater and the bear trap for the shop. So, rapier in the theater and the bear trap for the shop. Cool. Then Form of the Bat is Dracula's thing, which doesn't do anything. Anubis, which I guess Mummy, yeah, Mummy, Bride, Invisible Man. Invisible Man we do have, so he is going to activate and move 1 space toward the nearest person. So it's up here. It's going to move there. Okay. Good job, dude. He did it. Alright, now we're back to the professor. We are going to use the taxi ride to go whoop up here to the inn. Then we're going to go 1 to pick these up, 2, 3, and we're going to drop off the dart to the inn space on the Invisible Man's board. For 4. Okay. So this is kind of okay because we're sitting on 3 items here and 3 items here. We only need to deposit one of these to the Invisible Man in order to advance that. This one could be used for Wolfman if we can make it all the way down to the laboratory, but that might be tricky. So we'll see how it goes. In the meantime, that was our 4, so we do another thing. Oh no, no items. This guy retreats, which does nothing. Wolfman activates. So he, oh boy. He is going to move 1, which means he stays where he's at, and roll 3 dice. Alright, so he's attacking the hero with 3 dice. Not good. Oh no. The exclamation, we check their card. Vicious bite. Every person in the Wolfman space is hit. That's super bad, because we have a villager in here. Okay, well, we're going to discard the violin in order to not take the damage to the scientist. But unfortunately, Fritz gets bitten and taken out. No, Fritz! Which means Terror Track goes up. Oh, solo play should have started on 3. Nope, that's not gonna happen. Okay, so that's bad. Also because now Frenzied Dude attacks, which is still the Wolfman, so he's going to get another attack on the scientist. Oh, I should have kept that. We've only got 2 items, 3 hits. They got us again. This Wolfman is unstoppable. Holy cow. We need to take one of these dudes out. Okay. Scientist down. Ouch. Well, it's now the scientist's turn. I think we're gonna try to, like, focus fire the Wolfman, because this is ridiculous. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the lab. I think we're going to use the repel to move each monster up to 2 spaces. So we're going to move Wolfman 2, so he's really far away. And then Invisible Man, we're going to go 1, 2, so he's further away also. Alright. That's our 4. Let's see what we got now. Okay, 3 items. That's good. More items is always good. We've got the kite from the tower, the centrifuge for the lab, and then the silver cane at the shop. Wow, that's a 6 strength. That's pretty good. Okay, shop is here. Lab is here. Oh, neat. Tower is up here. Oh man, scientist's turn is going to be banging. Look at this. A 1, 2, and 3. And have a 3 in hand. That's the entire rest of the thing. Oh man, that's going to be a good turn. But this turn now is the professor. So we'll go 4 actions. I think we'll solve, and since we're here, deposit a mansion thing to the Invisible Man's board. Then go 2 3, 4, because we're going to need a barn item for here. So we'll need barn, laboratory, institute, and the lab and institute are down here, but we're going to use all of these for the Wolfman. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Here we go. No items. Mummy effect. So the Wolfman activates. He moves 1, which just moves him up 1. Then Dracula activates, and then the Invisible Man moves 1. Okay. Now the fun time. First action, pick up all the items in your space. Yeah. And then we're going to go action 2, 3, and 4 are going to be solving and depositing all 3 of these. Boom, boom, boom. That feels good. We're almost there. Almost there. Next turn, we can get the cure and be on deck for defeating the Wolfman. Yeah, that seems good. Okay. Let's see what happens here. 2 items. Uh-oh. This is both characters. Alright, 2 items. We have the rifle for the barn, and another centrifuge for the lab. So that's actually good, because now we can get the laboratory item for the Invisible Man. And then the barn, oh, that worked out well too, because he's about to pick both those up. Huzzah! Okay, so then Swamp Thing, Wolfman moves. He's going to move 2 spaces toward the nearest person. So that's going to be 1, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. And then he is 1, 2, 3, and more. Because Invisible Man moves 2 also, he is going to move 1, 2. Okay. Professor's turn. Let's see. I think we're going to do 1, 2, let's go 3, 4. Alright. So the professor now has 4 items. He's pretty strong. Okay. Here we go. Uh-oh. Hunt is on. 2 items. Torch in the barn again, and the wine in the church. Alright. Torch in the barn. Wine in the church. If no hero has hunted emblem, give it to the current player. Move the Wolfman 3 spaces toward the hero with the hunted emblem. So that is still the scientist. So he's going to move 1, 2. Oh no. And then Swamp Thing, Dracula, Frenzied, which is still Wolfman, is going to attack with 2 dice. Alright, we'll see what happens. Yes. About time that goes our way. He does not do attack. Okay. Oh. Scientist turn. We're going to first action solve to place that there. If all spots are filled, take the cure. Boom, baby. She gets the cure. And then step 2, if in Wolfman space, use cure and 6 red to defeat him. So that was first action. We're gonna go 2, 3. Let's pick those up. And then I think the fourth action is going to be to share items with the other person. So I think she's going to give the flask to the professor. Yep. That way on his turn, he can defeat the Wolfman and get him out of the game. That seems good. Let's go for that. Alright, we'll see how this goes. Two more items. I might be not doing the frenzy thing correctly. I'm going to look into it after this. Alright, so we have the garlic that goes to the inn and the rapier in the theater. So another rapier. And then the garlic. We don't have Frankenstein and the Bride in here. Swamp Thing. Wolfman moves 2 toward the nearest. So he moves into this space and then attacks with 1 die. I believe we get to choose which hero. So we'll go for the Professor. It is a hit. Professor will ditch the blue monocane mixture because we don't need that anymore. Okay. Then the Invisible Man's going to move 2. Oh, not good. Because he moves 1, 2. And then he also attacks with 1 dice. And we're going to go... We're going to go for the Scientist this time. Bingo. Bingo bango. Alright. Professor turn. He is going to use 6 power worth of red because we're in Wolfman space and have the cure. So we're going to use a 6 power to defeat him. You gone. Yes. So that means that the frenzy marker now moves to the Invisible Man for sure because the Wolfman is out of the game. I can't remember if we get a perk for defeating a monster. Move the monster figure. Frenzy marker moved. If there are items on the monster mat, place the items in discard pile. Hunted emblem, return to the box. Okay. So we don't get a perk, but all of these are discarded, which is really only going to matter if we have to reshuffle items in the bag, but that's probably not going to happen. Okay, so that's 1 down. We just need to defeat the Invisible Man, and then we are golden. Now the frenzy moving doesn't matter, which is cool. But that was first action for the Professor. Oh, I guess we don't need the cure thing anymore. So that was 1. We're going to go 2, 3, pick this up for 4. Because we need Barn Institute Laboratory. And we have Barn Institute, and then this is the laboratory, which we actually don't need this anymore. Laboratory. Alright. That was his 4. Let's see what happens. No more items. Retreat. Wolfman, he's not there anymore. But, unfortunately, the frenzied character he's the Invisible Man. He's in a space with somebody else, so he will attack with 3 dice. Ooh. It's actually kind of okay. Maybe. What does this do? Stalk unseen. Move the invisible man 2 spaces toward the closest villager. There are no villagers on the board. So, I guess he doesn't move. And he doesn't attack. Sweet. Works for me. Okay, so we were at the Institute. It is now the scientist's turn. Don't need that either. And let's see. We'll just go... One, 2, 3, 4, I guess. Make our way to the precinct with that item, and then that way we can kind of draw Invisible Man away from the professor. Seems okay. Alright, see what happens. 2 items. We've got pitchforks for barn. Now the barn has some strong items up here. Then we have Donut Dracula, Donut Mummy. Invisible Man moves 1 and does an attack of 2. So he's going to move right here and roll 2 dice. This is fine. There are no villagers in play, so he won't move for that. He will attack for 1. We will discard our yellow camp item because that does nothing for him, or for us. Perfect. Professor's turn. He's just gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Easy turns are easy. 2. Man, did this deck have more than 2 people? Alright, crucifix for the church, shovel for the graveyard. Let's put down here. Church, graveyard. Alright, Invisible Man Thief. Place the Invisible Man at the location with the most items and discard all items there. So we currently have 3 places, 1, 2, 3, that have the most items. We'll have him go here and discard these items. This doesn't really matter, but that's furthest away from us, so got him. And then Frenzied does not activate on this card, so he doesn't do anything else. Okay, let's see. That was the professor, so now we're back to the scientist. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, solve laboratory for 4. So that gets put over here in the laboratory slot. So we just need the institute and the barn, which the professor has. And he'll be able to do one of those next turn. So that's it for scientist. There's another thing. Wilbur and Chick. 3 items. So we have analysis at the Institute, knife at the docks, and the canopic jar at the museum. So we've got knife at the docks, jar at the museum, and analysis at the Institute. Okay. Then we have Wilbur and Chick at the shop, which is here, and they are trying to get to the dungeon, which is way up here. 4 away. Alright. Frankenstein, Bride, Frenzied, moves 1 and then does an attack of 3. There we go. Professor's turn. Alright, we're going to try to minimize our terror thing there. So we're actually going to use the special action of the professor to move any hero or villager 1 space. So we're going to do that to move Wilbur and Chick 1 and 2. And then we're going to move 3, 4. Yep. That's the way. That way it gets them away from Invisible Man so he won't kill them. Okay. Fortune Teller. Now we're getting the peeps. So we get 3 items. It's going to be the research at the tower, wine at the church, and another knife at the docks. Knife at the docks, wine at the church, and then research at the tower. Place Maleva at the camp. Maleva. Camp is way up here, and she's trying to get to the shop, which is down here. Okay. Wolfman and then Frenzied, moving 1 space. So he will move here. Okay. Scientist turn. We're gonna go. I think we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. So that successfully brought them to the dungeon. So they are gone. And the scientist gets a perk card. Show of Force. You can either place the creature in any space or move any monster 3 spaces. You know what? Let's do that. We'll do that right away. We don't have the creature in this game, so we will move the Invisible Man 3 spaces. So we're going to have him go 1, 2, 3 down here to the hospital. Alright, that was all 4. So, now we do 0, Reincarnated Soul. We don't have the Mummy. So, Wolfman, Dracula, Invisible Man. Invisible Man moves 1 space. Boop. Man, clearing out 1 character makes it so much more manageable. Alright, Professor's turn. We're gonna go 1, solve for 2, putting the barn thing here, and then a solve for 3 of the Institute, and then I think 4 is going to be move a hero or villager 1 space, and we're going to move the scientist back down 1, because the scientist has the power to defeat the Invisible Man, and the Professor does not. So we want, maybe we should have, like, when we moved the monster 3 spaces, maybe we should have either held on to that or moved him closer to the scientist. Whoops. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. Okay, so that was all 4 for the Professor. So now we flip over the next card. No items again. Creature's not there. Wolfman's not there. Bride. Frenzy character moves 1 space. Boop. And then I think we win here. Because we move... Oh no, we're 1 action short. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can't do an action to trap them. Oh, rats. Alright, so we're gonna go 1 to pick up all of this. 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're ready for the hits. Pick up any number of items in your space. Yep. Okay. Their turn. Oh yeah, we lose also if this deck runs out. So that's kind of our timer. We're getting sort of close, but we're gonna be okay. So yeah, the two ways to lose are either this deck runs out, means you're out of time and they have taken over the place, or the terror track reaches to the 7th spot, in which case we also lose because they have terrorized the village too much. So here we go. 2 items. Oh, Invisible Man, I think, is moving to the docks. Whoop. We've got the research from the tower and the tablet at the museum. Let's see. So tower is here. Tablet at the museum is down here. Invisible Man goes to the location with the most items and discards all items. That is definitely the docks. So that has 4. So these are all discarded. And then he does not activate for the rest of the card. Okay. Professor. I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, just in case. Because he can use a special action to move a villager. So that got the villager to him, and then the villager can move for free with him. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is fine. Probably. As long as it's not like 2 items for the graveyard. Alright, we have the... what is that? Rotenone for the Institute and Experiment at the Laboratory. Alright. This is fine. Goes to the Institute, Laboratory. Now Thief again, he moves to where there are the most items. And right now, it's tied between the barn and the museum. Thankfully, 1, 2, 3 spaces away, and 2 spaces away. So it doesn't matter which one we go to. Those are discarded. He does not activate because there's no frenzy symbol. It's now the scientist's turn, and we can go 1, 2, and then trap him for 3. We need to use 9 worth of red items, and we have 20 worth of red items, and the scientist's ability is to add 1 to the strength of any item you use. So we will vanquish him with 24 instead. Yeah! And Invisible Man is defeat. Victory! Huzzah! Oh, I didn't start my timer for my phone. It's fine. Yeah, so that was it. Granted, that was on the easier difficulty with two bad guys. You can play up to lots of them because there's quite a few in the box, but 2 is kind of your standard starting bit. And as we were able to see, it was pretty rough toward the beginning when both of them were activating, but once we took out 1, it was pretty smooth sailing from there. However, one thing to note is that we started at 0, so we gained 4 terror throughout the game. This here has a solo play thing on there, so if we would have started here, 4 terror would be dead. However, I don't know if this is considered solo play, because I was doing 2 characters. Alright. The villagers are more fearful if there's only 1 hero trying to save the village. Begin the game with terror track marker on 3. Yeah. Okay. So because we were using 2 characters, it did not count as solo play, so we did not cheat in that regard. The only thing that maybe was the frenzy. Let's see. Yeah. I'm not sure on the whole frenzy bit. Frenzy symbol shown. Monster with a frenzy symbol moves and attacks. Could result in the same monster moving and attacking twice. Move. Attack. Yep. Yeah. Frenzied monster. Some events will direct you to place a frenzy marker on the next monster. So we'll just take a quick look here. Nope. Oh, there we go. On the move, move the frenzy marker to the next monster. Move everybody one space toward their safe location. Okay. So maybe there's a couple of those. Maybe there's one of those. Okay, there are two of them in the deck. They were both a ways down there. Okay. So, yeah, that is Horrified. It's found at Target, mass market stuff. It's usually like $30 to $35 or so. There's also a new version of Horrified with the American monsters or something, like the Bigfoot and Chupacabra and stuff, which is essentially the same game, just with different monsters, so different rules for their characters. And yeah, that's it. That's Horrified. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time for more Rulebook Rundown games. Thanks. Adios.